Brilliance Audio presents An Unfinished Story by Boo Walker, performed by Gabrielle Cendese and Alexander Cendese. 4 Rigs. Chapter 1. Boxing Up the Past. St. Petersburg, Florida. This is our forever home. David had promised as he carried her across the threshold of their new waterfront dream house shortly after their honeymoon in Bonaire. The word forever was a term Claire had exhaustively pondered ever since the police chaplain had knocked on the door and shattered her happy world. That was 3 years ago today. Driving the white VW convertible David had given her for her 35th birthday, Claire pumped the brakes as their house came into view toward the end of the cul-de-sac. Was it theirs, or just hers now? Considering she was selling, her question didn't really matter anymore. She had the top of the convertible down, and the February morning air was lower 70s crisp. A flock of white ibises with their long orange beaks flew in a V shape over the house and across the neon blue sky, which was as translucent as the water, and only a shade lighter. Where were the black clouds, the rain, the thunder and lightning? Today had no right to be so Florida, so epically stunning. You would think 3 years might muddle the past, making it less sharp to the touch, less invasive to explore. When asked last week by a widow in her support group how badly it still hurt, on a scale of 1 to 10, Claire had admitted that she lived mostly 9s and 10s, with the occasional waves of happiness that felt more like delirium. Their 2-story house stood on the southeastern tip of St. Pete, on the island of Coquina Key. A 1960s design with a white brick exterior, it wasn't the fanciest house on the block, but the panoramic views of Tampa Bay more than made up for it. Claire had transformed the inside with an artistic mid-century vibe, the kind of place you never wanted to leave. Claire rolled into the driveway and paused to revisit their last moment together, between the 2 pygmy date palms flanking the front stoop, as David had rushed off to work. "You're really not going to tell me who's coming to dinner tonight?" she'd asked, crossing her arms. "Oh, come on." He tucked in his crisp yellow button-down, walking backward down the steps. "I thought you loved surprises." She could still hear his Michigander voice so clearly. "I like surprise flowers or jewelry, convertibles even. I'm not sure I like..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?